Greetings, beautiful people. Sister Madame here. Welcome to Nanaba's Kitchen. I hope you all are having a fantastic day because today I'm going to make it even more fantastic for you by presenting my black stewed chicken inspired by Philippines adobo. Let's get into it. So you need your chicken. I'm using all dark meat. Just poured in some light soy sauce followed by some dark soy sauce. And as the name suggests, it's going to bring us that dark color. So it's not omittable. Just poured in some vinegar, and this is just distilled vinegar for the tang, which is going to balance everything. I've also added some all-purpose seasoning, very similar to your bouillon, so please use a cube or a tablespoon. I am adding my honey, and this is organic honey. Friends, we need that to balance the tanginess and all the other flavors. And this dish must be garlicky. That's one of its characters. So we have added a lot of minced garlic. I've also added some minced ginger, followed by our ingredient that brings us heat, and that is 1 scotch bonnet chili, also minced. And I've added some bay leaves. These are fresh, as you can see, but you can use a dry, no problem. We're also adding some shallot onions that we have sliced thinly. Now this dish allows for lots of black pepper essence. So we have our black peppercorns, and I'm going to crush them coarsely and add them. You will love this dish over some steamed rice, y'all. So you must make sure you try it. And fortunately, all the ingredients we're using are everyday ingredients currently available to you. So I say a big ol' yes to this dish right here, friends. So the longer you marinate your chicken, the tastier it will be. I marinated mine for 4 hours. I just happened to have 4 hours available to me that day. I had other things I needed to do, so I attended to those and then came back complete cooking this chicken. So as you can see, the marinade and the chicken drums and thighs have become one. I have applied some cling film to it, and it goes into the fridge to marinate 4 hours. If you have overnight, even better, friends, go for it. So 4 hours later, our chicken is perfectly marinated, and I took it out of the fridge and let it sit at room temperature for 30 minutes, just so that it comes to the proper temperature before we sear it. And yes, you guessed right, we're about to sear all these lovely juices into the meat, okay? That is essential, so please do not omit this step. You need a skillet. Non-stick will be preferable, and then you want to place it on medium heat to start with, and then pour in a scanty amount of oil, and then start placing your chicken pieces into the skillet. Now you want to make sure they're not touching each other. Now these are chicken drums and thighs, cleaned thoroughly with some lime juice as well as some salt, and washed squeakily. Again, make sure these chicken pieces are practicing social distancing. You want to make sure they're not touching each other. Otherwise, they'll start releasing their juices, which we're trying to keep inside the meat. So we don't want to defeat that purpose. Now, give it about 3 minutes on each side and then go and flip them. That is the color you want to see. That quintessential dark brown seared look. It means the juices are where they ought to be, not inside the pan. It will be a different story if we had overcrowded our skillet. All right, so take them out once you have that dark brown color throughout. That means you have been successful in searing your meat pieces. First 6 pieces of chicken out of the 12 are done searing, so let's do the last 6. Repeat the same process and we'll move on to the next step pretty shortly. Thank you for watching still. I appreciate you all. Make sure you're giving me a thumbs up, friends. Help to push this video as far as it can get. We're nearing the time when families all over the world, loved ones, friends will be gathering around the table, having great conversation over scrumptious food. A variety, a plethora of such dishes. So since you're going to be cooking all kinds of food for that table, you want to be as efficient as possible with your time without skimping on these great flavors. This is a really good one to go for. I hope that you're able to put it on the table with the other dishes, because let me tell you, like I said, it's easy to whip up and yet it is quite deeply tasty. So what I'm doing currently is deglazing the skillet with water. And so I am essentially just lifting off all those caramelized bits, because that's a lot of flavor we don't want to waste. Then set it aside. We're going to start cooking our black stewed chicken, adobo style. I have some onions I'm going to thinly slice. Then onions will bring us even more sweetness. If you have sweet onions, you can even use that. That's even more preferable. In this other pan, we're going to pour in about a tablespoonful of cooking olive oil, and you're going to add your onions and cook them till they're slightly caramelized, and you want to stir periodically. The heat is on medium. So our caramelized onions will bring us more sweetness. So that's really what we're going for. So they will complement that honey we used very well. Now, in the absence of honey, you can substitute with brown sugar, okay, friends? The onion slices have slightly caramelized, so we're adding our marinade, all right? We want to add everything in there. And we're going to cook this until it is concentrated. Still on medium heat, you're going to stir constantly until you see that sauce thickening. You see, the sauce has become concentrated. It's quite obvious. So what we're going to do now is place our chicken, our seared chicken pieces on here. And at this point, they can touch each other and be friendly. No problem at this point, all right? So place them all in there. Make sure they fit nicely. I needed to use a bigger braising pan so that I could fit all the chicken pieces in there just perfectly. Don't leave any juices behind, friends. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, pour everything in. Now, the deglazed skillet juices are also going to be added, because we need those juices to cook the chicken thoroughly. All right, as we all know, chicken must be cooked to the very bone. So pour all of those juices in, and I added a little more water. All right, perfect. Just a little bit of stirring will help, but not too much, because we're going to throw the lid on now and allow it to cook now on low heat for the next 25 to 30 minutes. This chicken is a broiler, so it doesn't take too long to cook it. So I cooked an additional 30 minutes with the lid on, and the heat was on low. Now I've taken the lid off, and the juices are quite thin, so I'm using them to baste the chicken, sort of reintroducing the juices back to the chicken. Now after I take the lid off, I also crank the heat up to the medium-high level so that the juices can reduce, darkening it and also concentrating it. We want concentrated flavors, and that is the way to go. Now see how the color has changed into this rich dark color. Oh my goodness, this black stewed chicken is everything you must have, okay, on your dining table coming up pretty soon when you gather with your loved ones around that beautiful table. And I garnished with some scallions sliced on a very exaggerated bias, inspired by Joshua Weissman, one of my culinary heroes. I adore his work. You must have this over some steamed rice, y'all. Oh my gosh, that sauce. Oh, it was so good, friends. You must try this. Look at how the chicken is falling off of the bone. Just absolutely juicy and tasty, friends. I appreciate you all for watching. I hope you have learned a thing or two and are also inspired to try the recipe. Make it a great day and have fun, especially in that kitchen. Thank you, beautiful person, for watching the video all the way to the end. Kindly leave me a comment and subscribe down below. And don't forget to share the video as well. Also, watch more videos. It is chop time, and here in Anaba's kitchen, chop time is always yes, friends. So pull up a chair. We are all friends and family here.